Welcome to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, guys. Don't forget to drop your crowns and your elephants in the chat. It's our below deck recap. Guys, and welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the chat, be sure to drop your elephants and your crowns and let me know where you're watching from. This is our weekly recap of Below Deck. You know, it's one of my favorite shows. So many of you have been telling me and texting me, letting me know that you're doing a deep dive into Below Deck because you didn't watch before and you're loving it. And this season so far for me, I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not loving it. The only reason why I kind of am invested is because of Frasier. He's the newest. I'm going to call him Chief Stew. Heather, to me, is not giving me Chief Stew vibes. I'm sorry, Heather. I'm warming up to Heather a little bit more, and it seems as if Frasier and Heather are warming up to each other a little bit more in this episode against Jessica, because Jessica is like a wet rag. But in all fairness, Jessica is going through some things, but I think she still would be a wet rag regardless. But we'll get into that. Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. Happy Thanksgiving, early Thanksgiving. I know today is a big travel day here in the United States. So many people are heading on, wherever your family may be, you're heading there today. So safe travels to anyone that's traveling. And if you can take a moment to watch or listen, I appreciate it. Let me be the soundtrack to your travels. A new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, will be available later today. I'm going to share all kinds of different things that I don't share on my other platforms, like we did last night exclusively on TikTok and on Twitter. We had the mashed potato recipe. If you missed it, it's still available on Twitter. Be sure to check that out. Those mashed potatoes came out good last night, y'all. It came out good. And again, you might want to follow me on TikTok if you haven't already. Let me post all my socials here, because I might be going live again tonight. So be sure to follow me there. We're live on TikTok right now, guys. TikTok, be sure to tap your screens. Let's get some more people in the room. We're live on multiple platforms, including my Twitter, at TheKempire and Kempire Daily. We're also live on Twitch and Twitter, at TheKempire. And we're live on Facebook, The Kempire, and Kempire Daily on Facebook, and of course, Kempire Daily. Guys, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, head on over to Kempire Daily on YouTube and subscribe to Kempire Radio on YouTube as well. I will be putting exclusive podcast content there, but if you want to check out some of our past interviews with people like Brandy, we're going to be doing our Queens recap and Insecure recap at 4 p.m. Eastern later today. Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. New York City's in the building. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, Alana. What's going on? North Dakota. What's going on? What's going on, Constance? Hold on. Yes, Christmas is, look, all of this is going away. You already see the Christmas stuff starting to come out. You're already starting to see the Christmas stuff. I have a lot of stuff to do in regards to getting ready for Christmas. Last year, because it was a pandemic, I started even earlier. I think it was like the beginning of November I started. I'm a little behind, but you know, we've been busy. We've been busy. What's going on, Norma? The recipe is delicious. It's delicious, and it came out great. Even though I replaced the truffle salt with regular salt, it still was really good. Still was really good. Brenda says it's freezing in Florida. Well, the temperature in New York is 43, and it's going down to 28 tonight. So, how cold is it in Florida? What's going on? A fellow Taurus is in the building. What's going on, Los Angeles? I appreciate you all being here. Let's get into this episode. There really isn't a lot so far this season. I think we're getting there for Below Deck, but usually we get there. As I said to you before, Below Deck for me, I love it because with reality TV being so pre-produced, Below Deck is one of those shows you have to have a skill set in order to be on this show. And all of these people have a skill set to be on this boat, especially Captain Lee. I think Captain Lee is definitely leaning into these really weird sayings. Captain Lee, you can lessen up on the sayings. I liked it when it was like sporadic, but every episode we don't need a new saying. But you're still Bo Daddy. And apparently this new charter guest sees what we see in you, Captain Lee. We'll get there. Why? Look, will we get there? Why don't we just go there? This woman. I liked her Fendi sweater. Or her Fendi outfit, actually. But she wasn't drunk. She was, you know, a lot of times we like to say people were drunk and that's why they do what they do. No, I think she was honestly attracted to our boat daddy, Captain Lee. You saw her husband. Mind you, the husband, he definitely looks older, and you can tell that he's older, but, you know, he's walking with a cane and things like that. But I didn't think he was 75. He's celebrating his 75th birthday. And I'm like, oh. All of them are overly tan. Okay. But if you've been to certain parts of the United States and you're like, okay, familiar. New Jersey, come on. Just saying. So I wasn't really shocked by that, but this was a cast of charter guests, and that's what I love about Below Deck. Sometimes it's really about the crew, and then sometimes it's about the charter guests, depending on who they are. And these charter guests seem to be very different amongst each other. We got a little hot, I guess he's in his 20s probably. Okay, I text Jason, you know, from Down with Jason earlier today, and I said, Jason, I think I'm warming up to Chef Rachel. You know, I've been very critical of Chef Rachel because of her weird behavior the last time she was on the show. And then her coming back this season because she has a gripe with Eddie, who everyone loves. Eddie's not perfect. We remember him and Rocky. Speaking of which, Eddie, he's like, this is a new relationship. This is not the same girlfriend that he had back when he was with Rock and cheated. Well, Eddie, I feel like they're testing Eddie this season. They're testing his patience. They're testing his skill set. But I'm still loving Eddie. Eddie brings a lot, but we get to know a little bit more about what's going on with Eddie's relationship. Remember, the last episode lifted the Chief Sue Heather up and, you know, threw her in the water, and then he admitted to it to his girlfriend right after because he knew we were going to see it. He knew that she was going to see it, but she didn't like hearing that. She's like, what? Are you admitting something to me? Like, I would get it. If my partner called me and said that, I was like, why are you telling me this? If it was nothing, why are you saying it? Reasonably so, because it's going to be on TV. He's giving her a heads up. But they do make up later. I love Eddie. I love Eddie. Like, if I saw Eddie out in the real world, like that's somebody I would want to be friends with. He's just laid back. He seems like he's down for anything. He seems like he's a cool guy, but he's also really good at his job, and he takes his job very seriously. And he's being tested because his deck crew is messing up on the stupidest things, like making sure that the pills don't fly off the boat. The ball flew off the boat. He's like, don't, if it's not that serious, don't radio me that, because Captain Lee's going to hear that. Captain Lee's not going to like that. This is why I love the show. If you were to watch any other reality show, you're like, this is boring. No, this is real stuff. And you get to see like yachting life. Wait, hold on. Donna says, you've seen nothing of Drunk Rachel for sure. We've seen enough of Drunk Rachel. This episode, though, Chef Rachel, I think I'm warming up to you, because we find out, remember the relationship that she was in? She found that, they ended up breaking up, and it wasn't her choice. But then she found herself in being single. And I was like, okay, Chef Rachel. And how she got into cooking. And the food did look good. But as I told Jason, I was like, the food can look good, but does it taste good? Until I taste it myself, I can't say. But it did look good. Those sweet potato fries and those chicken fingers. The kid was like, he wanted to lick his fingers. It looked good. The kid, why is the kid carrying around the briefcase with the money? These charter guests are a mess. Anyways, I think that Jessica, she's a mess. She's not happy. Frasier, Heather, they're all like, they meet they have a little powwow and say, she just seems she's a Debbie Downer. And she wants to blame it on, finding out her grandmother had a procedure, but she's okay. Her grandmother's okay. So she's using that. I think she's using that as an excuse to be a Debbie Downer. You've been a Debbie Downer this entire time. You spent all of your time in the laundry. Yes, we need someone down there, but you spent all of your time down in the laundry. Girl, if you sign up for a reality show, I know it's a job, but you signed up for a reality show. Get to the getting. But then again, Jessica and Wes. I love me some Wes. Where's my Wes picture? Y'all know I love me some Wes. Wes is cute. Wes is not great for reality TV, but we all need a balance, right? We need a balance. We can't have everyone be messy. But Wes, to me, he's cute. He's also great. He just seems like I'm here to do my job. He obviously has a little crush on Jessica. They want Wes and Jessica to hook up to kind of get Jessica out of this slump of being a Debbie Downer, because she's bringing the entire boat down. Sidebar, I think Jessica's the one that hid Frasier's walkie-talkie. The entire time when he was looking for that walkie-talkie, I was like, oh my God, I hope Captain Lee doesn't have it. I hope like I'm on the boat. Like I'm on this yacht. I'm scared for Frasier. Frasier, oh my God, what did you do with your walkie-talkie? How did you lose your walkie-talkie? I think it was Jessica. It was Jessica. She's mad at Frasier for being so perfect at his job and for getting along with Heather, and everyone likes Frasier. She was mad. I believe it. I believe it was Jessica who hid. She seems all sweet and nice. You saw where the walkie-talkie was. I'm having some green drink. It's not sponsored though. But you know what is sponsored? Guys, don't forget, it's the holidays. Officially after tomorrow, Christmas has begun. 12 Days of Christmas is coming to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. I can't wait to share some of these products with you guys and surprise some of my favorite subscribers. So be sure to subscribe, because only subscribers will have a chance at 12 Days of Christmas. But you gotta get a gift for someone in your life. The coldest water bottle comes in multiple colors, multiple sizes, and keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. They are a proud sponsor and partner of the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Get your coldest water bottle today. Use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off. More information is available in the description of this video. But TikTok, if you would like to get your own, just head on over to the coldest water bottle and use the discount code again, KEMP10. And we're back. Oh, first of all, again, guys, who's just joining us, we are doing our below deck recap. We will be doing our Insecure and Queens recap later today at 4 p.m. Eastern. Set your reminders. The link is now available. If you're a part of our texting community, you already received both links for this recap and later today's recap as well. If you're not signed up for our texting community, head on over to TheKempire.com for more details. Okay. Whew. And I have to say, Queens and Insecure were good this week. I know we've been very critical of Queens. It was good this week, y'all. It was good. Chris is back. Chris says, I don't watch any of those 3 shows. But we appreciate you being here, Chris, for our laughter. You might want to get into Below Deck, though. It's good. Insecure, though, is good. Oh, it takes a lot to make me laugh, but if I'm laughing, you know it's good. All right. Micah says, I thought Captain had the walkie-talkie at first. I did too. I could have sworn that Frasier was looking in all the wrong places, and he probably should have went to Captain Lee first. But luckily, Frasier didn't go to Captain Lee first, because if he did, Captain Lee would have been pissed. But it was Jessica. I blame Jessica. Jessica took that walkie-talkie and she hit it. She hit it. How in the hell did Frasier lose his walkie-talkie where it was? I mean, I'm sure you could figure that out, but I think it was Jessica. It was Jessica who did it. I'm sticking with that story. Jessica, again, I'm not that interested. Maybe Wes does need to lay it on her. Not that I think that Wes could lay it on her that well, to be honest with you. But it's always the quiet ones, though. It's always the quiet ones that you would least expect that would lay it on you. So Wes may got some moves. I love Wes. He's not bringing a lot, but he's cute. I'm not looking forward to Wes hooking up with Jessica. I'm just like, If it is the scratch that Jessica needs to get out of her shell, all right. But I doubt it. So why waste Wes on her? We shall see. Based on the preview for next week's episode, I can already tell Frasier has a crush on Jake. Frasier has a crush on Jake because he's talking about how everybody on the boat has a crush on Jake. And Chef Rachel's like, oh yeah, Jake's cute. And he's like, oh, you have a crush on him? She's like, no. You're the only one, Frasier. You and Raina. We didn't really get a lot of Raina this week. Raina's still, not happy with what Jake is doing, but Eddie has given Jake the idea, give her more responsibility, and maybe that will change how she feels towards you. Jake is trying to get used to being in this power position as the lead deckhand. Jake looked a little bit better this week. Is it just me, or is he just slipping into my brain? He looks a little bit better. I don't love the mustache, but like the wavy hair this week, I was like, okay, Jake, I think I see it. Erica wants to say, are there any Black people on the series? Yes, Wes and Raina. Oh, let me pull up the cast photo so y'all can see. All right, so this is the cast of Below Deck season 9. I can't believe it's been 9 seasons of this amazing show. If you are a fan of Below Deck, guys, I want to know your thoughts on this current season. Shout out to the replay crew. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and of course, those that are in the live chat, let me know your thoughts as well. Yes, we have 2 Black people a part of this new season. But what we've learned, if you watch Below Deck, in the yachting industry, there really aren't a lot of Black people. Even Raina mentions when we have our first charter guests are Black women. She's like, you don't see a lot of Black people a part of the crew, a part of the actual guests. So I think that's nice to see. So, but Raina is in her feelings because she's like, Jake, you're engaged. That's what we found out last week. Remember, we found out last week that Jake was engaged, but I wasn't sure if Jake was joking when he said she's doing it so she can get a British passport. I'm like, you might not want to say that on TV. But then he said, she's not my girlfriend. So Raina's confused. We're all confused. He says it's a non-monogamous relationship. But she's not your girlfriend? Like, I'm really confused. But we do see later in the season, well, I think next week's episode, Frasier gets the kiss he's been waiting for from Jake. Jake is, fluid, which I can appreciate. We don't see a lot of guys that are open about their fluidity. I can appreciate seeing that on my reality TV. And it's so unexpected. It's so unexpected. I did see a recent photo of Frasier and Jake together. Not sure if they're dating or if they were just hanging out. I think they were just hanging out. But I'm thinking we're going to see more of them hooking up. Sidebar. Frasier talks about his coming out story, how he came out to his mom. I was like, so you guys were talking about like a Jeffrey Dahmer, and she was like, I'd love you even if you were eating people. You're like, all right, mom, I'm gay. That's Frasier's humor. That's Frasier's humor, and I appreciate it. I loved it. Marvina says, I love Below Deck, always a cast of characters. I don't know about this season's cast, though. The only one that stands out to me this season is Frasier. We always love Eddie. Eddie is the Cynthia of the group, and I mean that in the best way possible. He is the balance that we need. We need that reality of someone that knows what he's doing on the show. And I love the father-son relationship that he has with Captain Lee. I also love the daughter-father relationship that Captain Lee has with Kate Chastain. I would love it if Kate Chastain would come back, but I need Frasier to come back next season as Chief Stew. He would be the first male Chief Stew that we've had, if I'm correct, at least on Below Deck. I don't know about Below Deck Med because I'm still trying to get into that. Right now, I'm all into Married at First Sight. Stay tuned. What is going on with Jose? How you doing? Miss Zeppelin says, if Jake is fluid, why is he so surprised that Frasier's gay? Because maybe he's like me, who doesn't really have gaydar. Just saying. I don't think I have good gaydar at all. Matthew says, laughing my ass off, I came out to my mom when I had the flu, and I knew she couldn't yell at me because I was sick. Oh, my coming out story. Wait, I shared my coming out story on my podcast, Kempire Radio. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. I shared that last year, I believe it was. Marina says, I'm not into the Chief Stew. Me either. I don't like her. I'm sorry, Heather. I'm warming up to Heather, but I don't like her as a Chief Stew. She comes across as a know-it-all, even though Kate Chastain came across as a know-it-all, but she had like this really great wit and humor that I enjoyed. I'm not enjoying Heather. That's why I feel like Frasier would be a really great Chief Stew next season. I don't think it's going to happen this season, but he would be. And Jessica, I guess you can't have too many people with too big personalities. Just saying. Chris says, we need Married to Medicine to come on. That's my show. They're currently filming Married to Medicine, and we have recapped last season, and we will be recapping Married to Med when it comes back. More than likely, that will probably come back sometime early next year because they're currently filming it. Donna says, I don't like Heather either. Damn. Only been women Chief Stews so far on Below Deck franchise. Yeah, I figured as much. Mama Allie, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me shimmy. Let me not shake my shake. Hold on. Shimmy. Mama Allie says, okay, I'll admit that, yes, Frasier is growing on me. I like the banter he has with Heather. Wow, you didn't like Frasier from the beginning? I love Frasier because you know what? First of all, I love British humor, but I also love someone that can be sassy and witty, but still is good at his job. He's still good at his job. I mean, besides losing his walkie-talkie this episode. But I still think that it was all Jessica. It's the quiet ones you got to watch out for. Anyways, let's get into this lady. The charter guest from hell. Okay, she's not a charter guest from hell. Okay? But apparently she's not into her husband. She's more into Captain Lee. Our boat daddy strikes again. That's the thumbnail. Oh. You know what? I can appreciate it, but Captain Lee's like, I love my wife. We've met Captain Lee's wife before. He loves his wife. He loves his family. He's not going to cheat on his wife. I mean, I hope not. But there have been plenty of charter guests that have flirted with Captain Lee in the past. And it's always awkward because Captain Lee's like, I'm married. And she's like, me too. At one point after dinner, first of all, she's flirting with him. At one point, they say, oh, can you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with us tomorrow? The lady then tries to follow him to his room. He's like, no, your room's down there. Oh, you got double doors to your room? Captain Lee's a good man. He's not going to cheat on his wife, especially not for this lady. You know what? Look, you know what happens? People get in these relationships and then maybe their relationship is open, but they're about to celebrate this man's 75th birthday. Sidebar, the kid is funny. They have that little kid with them. And then they have that other, like 20 something. I'm hoping he's 20 something because if he's like 19, I'm like, Chef Rachel's is like, what's going on with this guy? Chef Rachel needs her back broke too. Oh my gosh, Lillian, that's so true. That is so true. She looks like a middle-aged Gaga. But then Lady Gaga reminds me of like a Barbara Streisand. You know what I mean? Lady Gaga, did you ever take care of your dog walker? Whatever happened with that story? Anyways, I can't look at Lady Gaga the same after reporting on that Lady Gaga story. Anyways, Norma says Captain Lee seems faithful, but he sometimes has hotties on board. Norma, even though I had the same thought. Because you're on camera. Not to say that he's a dog, but you have to remember too, he is a guy from the sea. He also revealed that they're still pirates. There are little tidbits that we need to be paying attention to. I think I always knew that there were still pirates in the sea, but he's like, yeah, that's their occupation. But I did, Norma, had the same thought. I was like, I think he is faithful. His wife seems really sweet. But if you saw his wife in comparison to Lady Gaga's mom here, I mean, she's overly tan, but she's not a bad looking woman. She's not a bad looking woman. Of course, Captain is not going to flirt with her on camera. Come on, let's not talk about Captain Lee like that. I don't need him ripping me a new one on social media. Lily says Kempire is so shady. Donna says Lady Gaga's dog walker, T. You never know. Now that we talked about it, maybe something new will come out from it. I know he's moved back here to New York. Lady Gaga's dog walker. He's too nice of a guy. He's not going to drop any tea on her. Deborah says, yes, she is Kempire. Boxer Girl says, I think he's faithful. To have been through, they've been through a lot together. Yes, you know, Captain Lee's son. He passed away of an overdose, right? And he does a lot of speaking on that now. Micah says, wait, what happened with the dog walker? That's a long conversation. First of all, the dog walker that saved Lady Gaga's dogs and then ended up getting, well, he started a whole GoFundMe because he was saying that he needed money and everyone was like, Lady Gaga's not taking care of you. He's been quiet ever since, so maybe Lady Gaga has put some hush money in there. I don't know. We're digressing. Let me take a sip. Okay, guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about Below Deck Season 9, Episode 5. Captain Lee is getting flirted with this lady. It was probably the best part of the episode. I have to say, and you know I'm a straight shooter. Pow, 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 pow. The season for me so far is a little slow. It's a little slow. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still invested in it, but it's a little slow. I have faith, though. I have faith. We shall see. Broken Smile, Ghost Girl says, I think he's faithful. I think that's what you meant to say. I'm lost. I want to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac, please. Guys, we talk about Potomac on Sundays. We watch it live on my TikTok at 8:25 p.m. Eastern, and then we do a live recap on our YouTube channel. It's Kempire Daily. And this was a good week. Y'all remember Tawanda? I even made a separate clip of it. So check it out on my YouTube. All right, guys. I just want to sum up this episode. So overall, this episode to me was solid. I think we're going to get a little bit more, especially when the charter guests leave the boat and we get more of the crew hanging out, drinking, hooking up, all of that. I'm not sure, again, how I'm feeling so far about the season. Like, I'm invested. And really only reason why I'm invested is because of Frasier. Frasier to me is a star. He's a star. I can't wait to see more of him on the show. We need him to be Chief Stew next season. I think we've leaned into a lot of what we've loved about Below Deck. But again, this is season 9. This is season 9. I'm waiting to see what the future charter guests will bring. We shall see. I'm enjoying it so far. But, let's see. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hold on. Norma says Lady Gaga mentioned Dog Walker recently on a talk show. I think Gaga gave him money. Thank you, Norma. I didn't see that. So that's an update. Lady Gaga mentioned the Dog Walker recently on a talk show. That's why he's been quiet. But I have to say, in the interviews, the Dog Walker, he really was. He wasn't shady towards Gaga. It was his assistant that was more shady. Just saying. But even celebrities have their own mouthpieces that do their dirty work for them. Just saying. Anyways, Sandra says, sip. All right. Courtney says, it's because our head stew sucks. Heather's boring to me. I'm sorry, Heather. Look, this is what we do here. We tell it like it is. Heather's not interesting enough. They should have made Frasier the Chief Stew, but maybe next season. I'm still invested in Below Deck, but I think so far it's a solid season. I love the fact that Eddie's back. Captain Lee's leaning into his cliches. Wes is cute, but not really bringing a lot. Jake, he's funny. He made me laugh a couple of times this episode. He's funny to watch. He's willing to hook up with everything and anyone, which, you need for reality TV. Raina also looked like she's down for whatever. We didn't get a lot of Raina this episode, but she's down for whatever. I'm going to need you guys to learn how to be better deckhands because they have everything else down. They can drop the anchor. They could do everything else on the deck, but they can't keep the cushions. Okay. Obviously, we're going to get a little bit more of this crazy charter guest. We shall see if she's going to continue to flirt with Captain Lee. We shall see. I'm open to it. I'm open to the flirtation because somebody's got to give her something because Jessica is not. I still blame Jessica for the walkie-talkie being missing. I literally was like, where is this walkie-talkie? I do not want Captain Lee to have this walkie-talkie. I felt for you, Frasier. Guys, if you're watching the recap of this, be sure to let me know your thoughts on the latest episode of Below Deck as well. Shout out to everyone that was a part of the conversation in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Let me see what you guys are saying. Micah says, Heather's no Kate Chastain. No, and we heard rumors that Kate was coming back, but apparently not. Lillian says, we need Heather and Frasier to get into a hair-pulling fight. This episode, they were getting along, which was crazy to me. But they were getting along in the mutual hate for Jessica. Eddie needs to be on deck more often. He's tired of catching hell. Yeah. And he's getting it this season. And I think that's intentional by the producers. Guys, we have over 100 something people watching this video. Be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel as well. Thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat, that sends in Cash Apps, PayPals, Venmos. I appreciate you guys. I don't normally see them until after the live. Let me see what you guys Alana says, I crack up at your shade. Just saying. Thank you so much, Norma. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. If you're traveling today, travel safely because today's a big travel day here in the United States for Thanksgiving tomorrow. So travel safely if you're traveling. Buckle up. No drinking and driving. If you're listening to me, keep it at a good volume. Look, I don't know. There will be a new podcast episode coming out later today, so be sure to subscribe to my podcast, Kempire Radio, on all major podcast platforms. And don't forget to rate and review because it does matter. Norma says, I'd flirt with her son. Her son was cute. Her son was cute. I think Chef Rachel and the son were kind of flirting. Just saying. What's going on, Mel MC? Donna says Heather isn't even Adrian, who I couldn't stand. Damn. Deborah says Captain Lee hid that walkie-talkie. Imagine. I think it was Jessica though. I think Jessica really doesn't like Frasier because Frasier's so good at his job, and she's just and he has a big personality. I think Captain Lee's not in for those reindeer games. Honestly. Erica says so below deck. Do they show the wait, hold on. So do they show the different franchises at different times of the year? Yes. So we have Below Deck Sailing Yacht, we have Below Deck Mediterranean that just finished, and now we have Below Deck. And there's supposed to be another iteration of Below Deck coming out. I don't need all these iterations. Calm down. I understand it's a highly rated show. Trust and believe, even if you're not watching it, there are a lot of people watching Below Deck. It's highly rated, especially Mediterranean. So Jessica is a bore. She is. Look, she is. Mel says Adrian was the absolute worst. Oh, Lord. You guys are too funny. Captain Lee misses Kate, too. I would miss Kate, too. Like, I thought she was coming back. She moved from New York to Florida, but I understand that, too. Pandemic, it's cold up here. Florida, better weather. But we all thought that Kate was coming back. But no. Maybe. But Kate always said if she comes back, she would come back as a third stew. I don't know how that's going to work. We need you up on deck, Kate. Anyways, guys, as always, if you're watching the replay of this, let me know your thoughts on the latest episode of Below Deck. Don't forget, we will be live at 4 p.m. Eastern, recapping Queens on ABC, Insecure, which is on HBO Max. If you enjoy those shows, if you haven't had an opportunity to watch those shows, be sure to check those out as well before we go live in about 3 hours. Excuse me. Oh, Lillian says the CEO of Comcast NBC Universal said Below Deck is his favorite show, probably because it's so highly rated and it makes him a lot of money. Norma, thank you so much for the super chat. Shimmy! Kempire, wishing you and yours a happy Thanksgiving, and to all the mods and supporters of this wonderful YouTube channel. Norma, thank you so much for the super chat, and happy Thanksgiving to you and to everyone watching. Just in case I forget to say it later, even though I probably won't. Of course, I know you get daily and consistent content here on the channel, but tomorrow it's going to be slow. Even today is going to be slow because I think a lot of people are traveling. People are spending it with their families. I will be spending it decorating, but also getting you guys ready for a new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio. Again, Norma, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that's watching, just in case I don't see you guys later because you're traveling or you're busy with your family, which I get, or if you need a break from your family, catch up on some of the things that you missed this week here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel or our podcast. I appreciate everyone's support. There's so much to be thankful for, but I'm so thankful for the wonderful, big community that we are building together. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. I will see you guys later. Yeah, because I'll be live again at 4 p.m. Eastern. All right, guys, you know what we got to do. Let's play some music. And again, if you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel.